Hi guys and welcome back to my YouTube channel. With this video, I bring to you a highly requested topic for which very little information is available online. If you are interested in the newly launched NLSIU BA program, then watch till the end as I've invited professors from NLSIU who are currently designing and executing this course to share some interesting insights and information about the same. The objective of this video is to help the students understand this course better, which will help them decide the correct career path for them. Apart from the BA program, we will also be discussing the experience of studying in a classroom at NLS and many more such interesting topics. So this video will be equally interesting for students preparing for CLAT and other law programs and aiming for NLSIU. Stay tuned and I hope you enjoy this video. Comment down below if you have any queries and share it with your friends. Hello Professor Anindita, thank you so much for joining us today.
Hi Varun, thanks for talking to me about the BA program. It's nice to see you outside of class.
Since the time NLS has announced this BA program, there is so much excitement and curiosity among all the students currently in class 11th and 12th. And since you are part of the committee which is designing and executing the program, I think the insights which you can share for these students, these will go a long way in helping them decide the right career choice for them. So before delving into the specifics, can you tell me what the motivation behind this BA program was?
Yeah, sure. So we're firstly very glad that we are able to have this conversation and you're able to get the word out, because we're really excited about the structure of this program and what it offers. It's a really exciting new program. And I don't think there is one like this in the country right now, or we're building on a legacy that both NLS has had for 35 years for being the leading institution for teaching and research in law. And 9 years ago, NLS also started its first non-law program, which was the Masters of Public Policy. So over the years, we've seen that the world has become a much more complex place. The legal profession as well has to face a lot of these new complex challenges of understanding big shifts in political life, social life, institutional life. The environment has become a looming kind of concern for all of us. So there are lots of complex social problems that you all will confront as professional lawyers, but not just as professional lawyers, as professions that will go into the world after academia or after your undergraduate degree. So what the BA in Social Sciences and Humanities is aiming to do is to equip young undergraduates with a range of different skills and a range of different perspectives on being able to make sense of this new complex world and to be able to prepare them for a number of different career pathways. So not just law, the social sciences is a great foundation to go into the legal profession, but it is also a great foundation to go into a range of professions, whether it's the media, whether it's the civil services or diplomatic services, research, and a range of other professional careers, even if you're looking at positions of, let's say, consultancies or other kinds of leadership positions where you're working even within the private sector or the public sector, advertising, journalism. So really the social sciences is a really kind of bedrock course which will equip you for the real world, really.
Right, and it covers a large variety of different fields.
Yes, launched the admission process. So the announcement has already been made, as you know. So the admission will be through the NLSAT, the centralized exam, which will be held on April 27th. The application deadline is at the end of March, and the first classes will commence in July. So this first iteration of the BA program will start with four disciplinary majors. We will have a major in sociology and anthropology, which I will be part of teaching because that's my discipline. There's a BA in politics, a BA in history, and a BA in economics. So these are the four exciting new majors that will be launched in July.
These will be part of the first year or first iteration of the
Yes, and then
BA
we're
program.
hoping we will be expanding the offerings, and in subsequent years we are hoping to also offer a BA in English or literature more broadly, and potentially one or two additional social science disciplines.
While NLS BA program is being launched this year, the BA LLB law program is what has set NLS apart from the rest. If you are interested in pursuing the 5-year law program at NLSIU, then the admissions are through the CLAT exam, and iQuanta can be your best guide to prepare for this entrance test. They have a dedicated batch for CLAT 2026 which covers the fundamental aspects of all 5 sections. They offer live classes 5 days a week, recorded lectures, doubt clearing sessions, personalized mentorships, and expert strategies. And if you want additional guidance, just post a query on their WhatsApp group and their expert faculty will resolve that in 15 minutes. For GK, you get daily newspaper highlights, one-liners, compendiums, and practice questions for a strong foundation. Along with CLAT 2026 course, you will get last 100 days CLAT crash course completely free with AI-based 50+ mock series with special features like error tracking and analysis. I've added all the relevant links in the description, so make sure to check them out for your CLAT preparation. Stay tuned to this video as we will also discuss some interesting insights about the law program and experience of studying law at NLS. And, this BA program, would it have a trimester system or a semester system?
So the trimester system stays. NLS is very proud of its trimester system. You are a testament to that, so you can tell us what you think of the trimester system, but that is not going to change. The semester system is not being introduced. It is still going to, very much going to be the 10-week trimester system. So even within the course offerings, you will have foundational courses and then courses that build on it, where you can then really explore your interests and push in certain directions. Either you want to build, let's say, data analysis skills, or you may want to major, or you may want to specialize in reading a particular sociological text, which allows you to, let's say, get into the depths of Marx and Capital, for example, and see how it applies to the real world or doesn't apply to the real world. So the trimester system will allow you to both build those foundational skills as well as build on them for more advanced skills. Yeah.
So I think a lot of thought has been put in designing how the courses are going to be offered. So can you please share what will be the 4th year option as was mentioned on the website?
Yes. So the 4th year option is still one that is being designed, but this is the current thinking around it, that after you finish your 3 years, you can either be done with the program. We are viewing the BA program as a terminal degree. If you'd like it to be, if you're not interested in pursuing a career or a further research or further advancement in academic life, you can end the program at 3 years and have a whole range of have knowledge and skills at your disposal to be able to take on the world and really be able to enter a range of different kinds of professional career tracks. You will also then have an option of considering an entry into the other offerings that we have at NLS, which is the MPP program, the Masters in Public Policy program, which is a 2-year graduate level program in public policy, the LLB program, which is both a 3-year program and the 5-year program that you're a part of, and the third option is to enter a research focused year where you will work on a thesis of your choice, so you can actually build again on an area of interest that you have developed over 3 years, and perhaps you want to pursue further research or a career in academia. You may want to apply to graduate school. A 4th year option, which is the thesis option, will also be a good springboard in case you want to apply to universities abroad, which often require 4-year undergraduate degrees. So that 4th year is a good preparatory year if that's of interest to you. But even if you just want to work on a thesis of your choice, that 4th year will give you an option of doing that, and you will have the support and the training and faculty who will guide you through that process. There will be entrance exams for the MPP program and the LLB program, so it's not that the entrance exam requirement will be waived. You will still have to do that entrance exam in order to enter the other programs that NLS offers. But what we do know is that the BA program in the BA Honours in Social Sciences and Humanities will really prepare you well, and perhaps we can see it as giving you an edge into entering these the programs at NLS.
What about the internships? Would BA students would also be required to do internships during their breaks?
Yes. So internships are a very important component. So both, again, as you know, with the BA LLB program, with the MPP program, practice-oriented teaching and research is very it's a very foundational idea to NLS. We see the program, the BA program, being oriented towards professional careers and practice, and the only way to really do that is to immerse yourself in the real world, to be able to understand and take concepts from the classroom and take it out into real life, into the real world. So internships are integral to the course, and so far you will have at least 2 internships over the course of 3 years, and these internships will take place in the trimester breaks, so in either February or in June. October, because it's a festival month, is usually, I think, when internships are also hard to come by. But again, NLS will facilitate and help students to find those internships and find internships that match their interests and needs. So we hope that will enrich your learning. It will give you new ideas. It will help you build relationships with professionals and in various career tracks that you're interested in. So we're hoping that the internship serves many purposes.
I saw on the website there were mention of courses like entrepreneurship or filmmaking, data analytics. So can you please tell more about this? Would these be elective courses?
So yes, so we have a very exciting offering of practice-based courses, and you're absolutely right. We have an array of courses that will be offered that will give students a set of practical skills to be able to explore different career options. So these, for now, we have a couple of options. We have AI and machine learning, filmmaking, script writing, consulting, user experience research, digital journalism, entrepreneurship, policy advocacy and analysis. So this is just an initial list, and all students who will be majoring in any discipline will have to take at least 3 practice courses. So 3 practice-based courses is a requirement, and additional courses could be taken as an elective.
Okay, that's actually quite interesting, and a lot of questions which I received from students were based on these courses, because usually we do not see universities in India providing such diverse range of courses. So on that note, a lot of students were wondering, is NLS moving towards a more social sciences institute, and why is NLS not offering or expanding its legal offerings like BBA LLB? What is your thought on this?
Right. So NLS is absolutely not moving away from what its core strength is, which is legal education, law and policy. That's studying institutions, its relationships with law, governance is very much the central organizing principle of any of the programs that NLS will launch today or in the future. So it is not that the legal education in any way is going to shrink in comparison to these new courses. In fact, if anything, the intake for the law programs is also expanding. So the BA in social science and humanities students will be in classrooms where 70 to 80% of students will be law students. So you will be taking several of your courses along with law students. So the BA in social science humanities in the first year, for instance, is only going to be admitting 60 students, whereas a cohort of BA LLB students will remain at what it is right now, which is about
it's 300.
300, right?
And you mentioned, so will they be sharing classes as well in their first year?
Yes. So there will be a set of there will be 6 common core classes, and we see the common core again as really foundational for students across the disciplines. So whether you're majoring in sociology, anthropology, history, economics, or you're an undergraduate in law, we see the common core courses as really building the foundation for thinking like a lawyer, or thinking like a sociologist, or thinking just as an informed citizen who maybe wants to go on to become, to enter the civil service or whatever your choice may be. So the Common Core courses will reflect that thinking. So for example, the 6 Common Core courses are designed around concepts like numbers, narratives. So how do you engage with how people tell stories and how you articulate stories of yourself and the world, is let's say going to be the common concern of the course on narratives. Numbers, basic data literacy, how do you engage with data, descriptive data, how do you make inferences from data, how do you communicate with data. Again, we're entering a world where data is defining our lives and the way we engage with the world. So basic literacy in data is something we see as really foundational. So narratives, numbers, history, which will again be a way of thinking historically rather than a history 101.
Right.
Society, so again understanding how social life works, what explains conflict, what explains why people come together, why and how we live together as beings in this social world. Power, so understanding how power works, how do societies come together, how do societies fall apart, how do we negotiate with power, what levels do power exist at, how does power interact with institutions, whether it's the UN or whether it's a state government or whether it's a party, and finally we have economy, which is understanding just the world of markets.
Right.
And how it shapes our lives and how markets are also embedded in society. So how do markets emerge from social life? So those are the 6 Common Core courses that all undergraduate students will take.
Right. What is the future of this program? Like, what career opportunities will students have after they graduate or during their course, BA course here?
So as I mentioned already, the social science and humanities degree is such a foundational degree. It's actually a way of helping you actually understand the world in a deeper way, in a critical way, in a more analytical way, in a way where you're able to not just describe social problems or why they exist, but also to be able to think constructively, creatively, about what are the pathways for change. Ultimately, we all want to be change agents in some form or the other, right? In our professional lives, in our personal lives, we want things to be in a better place, whether that's whether that's a more equitable place, whether that's a more just place, whether that's a place which is more sustainable, makes the planet, the future looks greener. So there are a range of different futures that we see for ourselves, and what the BA program in social science and humanities allows you to do is to engage with these questions in a rigorous way, in an analytical way, and it prepares you also with a set of skills on how to apply that thinking and knowledge to the real world. So you could do that whether you decide to pursue the path of journalism. How you report as a journalist will also depend on how you see the world and how you choose to report on what you see. Right? Or if you decide, to become a lawyer, again, how do you see the constraints on the laws that you're drafting or that you're engaging with?
Right.
How do institutions constrain or create, unleash the potential of the letter of the law? How does politics intervene? So all of this will make you sharper at both. It will make you sharper in your professional life, and will open up fields that a more narrowly focused professional degree may not reveal to you. So that's what I see as the potential of a BA program in social science humanities. And I say this as someone who also did an undergraduate degree from Delhi University. I did a political science honors degree in my undergraduate, after which I did a master's in development studies and worked for several years with government, with civil society organizations, did some consultancy type positions, but also worked with social movements, and then decided to pursue a graduate level degree in sociology. So again, my undergraduate degree gave me such a broad based foundation that I was able to actually switch disciplines later in life and specialize.
Right.
And that I really think is the power and strength of a social science undergraduate degree.
Right, right. So the program will provide us with tools to delve deeper into questions of everyday lives, if I can put it this way.
Yes, but we are very aware of the demands that are also made on students who are graduating at 21, 22 to be able to find jobs and meaningful career pathways. So we are cognizant of that, and the entire program, at every stage of the program, students will be guided both through the courses that they take, but also other kinds of supporting structures to expose you to a range of different skills and knowledge and networks to be able to, again, find a meaningful career after you graduate.
Since you mentioned that you are a graduate from Delhi University, the next question would be a little tricky for you. What is something different that NLS would provide in its BA program as compared to other popular BA courses across the country like Delhi universities? Basically, why should someone choose NLS over others?
So again, I think the positioning of the program within an institution like NLS is really critical. So it is a social science and humanities degree with a strong professional orientation. It is a social science and humanities training that is equipping you for the real world in a way that that when you're situated in a law institution that trains students for the legal profession, we are extremely aware of what it takes to be able to bring cutting edge skills and knowledge to the workplace, whichever one that might be. So I think one thing that is going to definitely distinguish this program is it has a strong it will have a strong professional orientation from start to finish, which is why the practice-based courses, for example, are very integral to the majors, along with the internship component, for instance. At the same time, we also take our location within a public university also very seriously. Social sciences training is on the decline in many public universities across the country, and this is also NLS sticking its neck out and saying that we care about the social sciences because we know how important it is to how people think and how they participate in the world as citizens, and who care about making change happen in an equitable, sustainable way for a better world. So we're also taking this stand to, in a way, put our weight behind a strong social sciences degree.
Right, and in fact, I agree with this. The courses which I have studied here, coming into a law course, I did not expect to pursue social sciences so deeply. But in the past 2.5 years, the ability it has given me to think and question everyday life and all these things happening around me, I think it's very useful in the long run, and it will definitely help students who opt for this course.
Yeah, and I want to ask you that question, that which are the social science courses that you have taken that have really stayed with you, and how do you see yourself applying them to your, let's say, internships that you do, or the work that you will do in the future? What do you see?
I think the most interesting one for me was sociology and political science. And of course, the law, poverty and development course, because it has helped me understand the society better. In putting it in simplest way, it has helped me understand the society better.
Right. And so we're actually learning from experiences of students like you and many students before you who have shared the same kind of interest, enthusiasm and appreciation for a social sciences training, which makes for better lawyers, I think.
Definitely. And even day before yesterday when I was reading about some concept related to capabilities approach. Uh, it was very, even after I've studied it once or twice, it's still striking to be able to understand how societies work, how hierarchies are established within societies. It's still striking and very interesting to being able to understand that.
Yes, exactly. And then it's we are surrounded by contestations, complexity, and we don't know how to make sense of it, whether it's from the Kumbh Mela to a protest happening somewhere to a forest somewhere being taken over by, let's say, a big mining company,
Right.
to air pollution. How do we go beyond the headlines to be able to understand the social, political, institutional, and legal infrastructure behind all of this, and how do we then confront it? How do we engage with it creatively? How do we propose realistic kind of
Right.
ways
Right.
of finding better solutions to these constant crises and conflicts that we've just become almost numb to, because we almost don't know how to get past them. So that's my other kind of bigger pitch for
Right.
what I think the social sciences do, that it gives you, it also shakes you out of your slumber a little bit. It shakes you out of your numbness of, ठीक है, दुनिया ऐसी है, things will continue. It shakes you out of that, and it actually makes you look at these problems and think, constantly push yourself to think of how you could confront them. So,
Right.
yes.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I think the insights that you provided about the BA program and NLS in general, I think a lot of students will find this useful, and it will help them making the right decision for their career, for their undergraduate program. So thank you so
Great,
much.
thank you, and I hope many of you will apply, and you can send us. You can put your questions. We have there are some frequently asked questions on the website, but you can also write to us with any additional questions you have. We have a webinar that is also scheduled to take place. The details will be on the website, where you can also bring your questions and speak to faculty. So I hope you will take advantage of all of these opportunities.
Definitely. And on a side note, this was very much like how classrooms at NLS are like. This discussion was very much like that.
Great, good. I'm glad.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Professor Saurabh, for joining us today.
My pleasure.
Professor Anindita shared with us a lot of exciting and interesting things about the new NLS BA course. But a lot of prospective students had some questions about the exam as well. And with you, sir, as the Dean of Academics here at NLS, I think you are the best person who can tell us more about the exam, the NLSAT-BA exam.
Thank you, Varun. The NLSAT-BA exam is going to have two parts. Part A will be multiple choice questions. There will be 75 questions which will be on reading comprehension, logical reasoning, and quantitative reasoning. And each of those questions will carry 1 mark, and any unanswered or wrong answer will lead to a negative 0.25 marks deduction. But then we have part B, which will be based on testing of students on their analytical and writing ability. So part A is going to be quite similar to standard exams that we have for entrance. There would be a reading and comprehension passage. There will be several reading comprehension passages where students would be tested on their ability to understand and dissect a passage, understand whether they can infer and make inferential assumptions from the passage. So I would suspect it will be passages from books and articles that are in the news, or that allow a well-read class 12 student to demonstrate their ability to dissect a passage. So what I see is any student who is reasonably well-read, who follows newspapers, who reads books and is able to process information better, should do well in that reading comprehension section. Similarly, even with logical reasoning, the questions are not going to be dramatically different from what we have in CLAT exams or what we have in many of the other entrances. We expect that it will be slightly more difficult than the CLAT exam, but nonetheless, in terms of the types of questions, they are going to be standard logical aptitude questions that most entrance exams ask for. Part B is what is very different from a lot of your multiple choice question based entrance exams, because we are not just testing your comprehension, we are testing your ability to construct an argument. So part B will have two types of questions. There will be 4 questions which will require you to answer in 150 words. And there will be 1 question which will require you to write an essay of 300 to 400 words. And again, as I said, this looks at your ability to make a well constructed argument. We will test you how best you have been able to substantiate your argument, how well are you able to structure your writing. And as the website notification also says, we will be giving you a prompt, we may give you a statement, we may give you a passage which the students will be responding to.
Okay, so what kind of question or what kind of genre can students expect in part B, if that's something you would want to share?
We have said that the questions would be of contemporary relevance, but from a wide array of field: sociology, politics, public policy, history, economics. So it's not going to be so much about in-depth knowledge of a field, but are you able to engage with a specific category of argument? So one type of question might be where we give you an argument and you need to respond.
Okay.
One type of question could be where we give you an argument and you need to critique that. It may be a passage where we ask you to write a rebuttal to such a passage. So are you able to think through an issue? Are you able to analyze an issue reasonably comprehensively, and also then express your take on that theme in a coherent manner? So that's what we are looking at. And Bachelor of Arts will be a program where students are required to have a multi-dimensional interest. So the problems also would not be from any specific field, but will combine many of the fields together. And as I said earlier, a student who is well read, best of the students of the class 12th cohort, or people who might have finished their class 12 a little while back and have kept in touch with developments around themselves, have been in touch and have thought through debates that are in the news at this juncture, they should be able, if they have a decent vocabulary, if they are able to write well, I think they should do well.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. I think this will be very helpful for all the prospective candidates looking to write the BA paper on 27th of April.
It's my pleasure. Yeah, the exam is on 27th of April. The last date for submission of applications is on 23rd March. And we will have many information webinars hereinafter. So please do keep a tab on the NLSAT website.